Hello everyone, my name is Wolf and today I am going to show you how to build different roofs in Minecraft. Many different roofs. I'm sure we'll find one here that suits your build, so let's go. The first roof is a pitched or gabled roof, and honestly I think it is the most common roof in Minecraft. Whether you want to use stairs for a smoother look or full blocks for a bigger block palette is up to you. Simply go up block for a nice diagonal line. Since it can be used in every building style, this really is your go-to roof. This is a hipped roof. It looks a little bit like a pyramid. Other than the gabled roof, it has 4 sides. All of them slope down from the top, but when you build it I recommend you start at the bottom and go up round after round until you reach the final layer. If your house is a rectangle, the top will be elongated. Of course you can again use stairs or even slabs for a different angle. A shed roof is basically just half of a gabled roof. One side is high, the other is low, depending on your view. A barrel roof looks like a barrel shape-wise, hence it is called barrel roof. Basically it is half of a cycle, but when you look closely it's even a little bit less. This might be a bit trickier to build if you haven't much practice in building curved shapes, so really take your time for this one. Perfect for farms, storage buildings, or even greenhouses. A flat roof is, as its name suggests, a flat roof. Most efficient material-wise, it often looks rather boring and plain. Still perfect for skyscrapers, and you can even have space for a pool on top. A dome is a ball-shaped roof for towers. Being one of the tricky ones to build, I recommend either going up layer by layer, or to build up a grid and then fill in the gaps, whatever is easier for you. Focus on getting a smooth half sphere. This roof is looking a bit odd, its 2 sides face each other. I guess it's more for modern builds. The 2 sides of the roof are symmetrical and could also be described as a mirrored shed roof. A saltbox roof is basically an asymmetric gabled roof. The asymmetry definitely adds interest to the build. The highest point is off center, and that is also the point where you start building. Both sides go down evenly, but due to the asymmetry one side ends higher and the other lower. A gambrel roof is symmetrical and has 2 sides just as a gabled roof, but other than that it has 2 slopes on each side. The bottom slope is steeper, the upper slope is shallow. That might be a bit difficult to portray on a smaller scale, but going a bit bigger makes it easier to recognize. Similar to the gabled and hipped roof are the gambrel and mansard roof. The gambrel has 2 sides with 2 slopes each, the mansard roof has 4 sides with 2 slopes each. Again, both the bottom slope is steeper and the upper slope shallow. One advantage of this build is more space in the top floor. A sawtooth roof looks like a saw. For each section, start with building up a diagonal, and when you reach the top, go down straight. Repeat a few times and you have your own sawtooth. A conical roof must be the most common roof for towers, as it can be used for fantasy, gothic, medieval and more builds. It requires a round tower beneath, and when you have that, go up in cycles. Make sure you make the most out of each layer, and in each new layer go inward by one. In the end you can also add in these single blocks for a smoother appearance, and definitely try to get steeper to the top by increasing the height of each layer. Basically this is a gambrel roof, the first one, but the top floor creates an overhang, so just go forward by one. It looks quite similar to these overhangs used in medieval houses. An A-frame is another variation of the gabled roof. The walls are rather short, and so the sides of the roof nearly touch the ground, and sometimes they do. This roof really looks like the capital letter A. A Dutch gable is basically a hipped roof, but it has a small gable at the top. When you build this roof, go up until close to the top, then build up a small gable and finally connect everything together. A shaped gable is another variation of the gabled roof. This time instead of going perfectly diagonal you can give it a more unique shape, so it is giving you a lot of freedom. For example, try to get steeper near the top, add these swirls at the bottom or shape it like a bell. Everything is possible. As that the gable looks like stairs going up and down, it can be found in historical buildings. For this one definitely use full blocks, and you might want to make the steps even bigger so that it's easier to recognize. Apart from the step part, you can just connect both sides together. Straight off the Wild West, a false front is a cheap way to make a house look bigger. Behind the false front, the actual roof is flat, but most of the time that part isn't visible. Also, you can use the false front as a huge sign. Usually these were built out of wood. A melon dome looks like a melon. A little bit more serious, it is a dome supported by these beams, so for a melon dome you build a regular dome first. Then use slabs, stairs and trapdoors to frame your dome or melon. Another variation of the dome, a double dome, is, as the name suggests, a dome stacked on a dome. Again, build up a normal dome, but leave out the top layers for a bigger foundation. Then build up a small second tower or just a few pillars before you build a second, much smaller dome on top. A great detail for your roof could be a dormer window. This is a window that sticks out like this, and its roof is most of the time just another gable. Dormer windows light up your upper floor, add depth to your build and break the surface of the roof. A lean-to roof is basically a shed roof, but this time it isn't standing independently, but instead it is land on a wall. It is great for a shed to store wood, barrels and other stuff, or it can be an additional part of the house. It can be placed at every otherwise empty wall to add detail. For small sheds you can also use slabs, trapdoors or campfires. And that is the last of the roofs I wanted to show you. These definitely are not all there in the world, but they should give a quite good overview of the different types and a few tips on how to build them. I hope you liked this video, and until the next time, goodbye.